Hello, and welcome to the daily political tarot and astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. Let me see, can I turn that down a little? Okay, coming up on today's episode, reportedly the Pentagon is working on plans to deploy the U.S. military to Chicago as soon as September. Today is August 24th. Yes. Back! Don't do that. Sorry, cards fell. Even the cards were like, okay, I'm out of here. The Federal Reserve may cut rates, which could actually be really bad. Also, Trump vows to fire the first Federal Reserve Board member who is, wait for it, the first Black woman. Because of course. Okay. Anyway, hello. All right. Okay, so thank you for being here. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. We have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, or whatever works for you. So, okay, I've got the Tarot Original 1909 deck. Although I thought the original deck had blue and white back, but no, it's the same pattern, just I thought it was different colors, but there it is. Okay. And then the overlay today was, I thought it was just fun, but also I'm feeling a little bit like this. You may not see it, but part of me is just like, and then part of me is just like, so yes, here we are. Okay. Oh, Fawn, thank you for being here. I'm suffering from depression. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I fight that off and on. I've got, I could bore you with all kinds of tips and tricks. But anyway, all right. Sassy Cat says, hey, Dumpy, stay out of Illinois. Yeah. We are starting on 2 minutes, 45 seconds. The Pentagon is working on plans to deploy the U.S. military to Chicago. Options include mobilizing thousands of National Guard as soon as September. Today is August 24th. Governor Pritzker says there is no emergency and calls Trump's move an abuse of power. Yeah, yes, it is. I think we can agree on that. Mm-hmm. Yes, Ms. Gibson, we are here for each other, exactly. So, oh my goodness gracious, I don't have my phone. Oh well. So, is he really going to try to put National Guard troops in Chicago? What's really disheartening is talking to people I know who voted for the dumpster fire. And I do everything I can. I don't want to start arguments with them. There's no point. But they're even like, well, that would be a good thing. Why? To stop all the killings. How would having troops on our street stop the killings? It just would. Okay, thank you. Move on. Burns says, let me know if you need bail money. Okay. Then I don't go out anywhere. I work and rest, and I work and clean, organize, and rest. That's pretty much my life. But thank you. Although I have to say, I have read, I was doing research this morning on the New York Times came out with, I'm trying to picture it. New York Times came out with an article about the severe drop in people who are registered Democrats. And it was over the last few years, which would help explain how the dumpster fire got back into power. But I'm trying to find out more information and do some real research on it. Hopefully tomorrow I can bring you some information on that. But I do think that we need to be a little more openly proud Democrats. I think we should be more open about, because I'm a proud Democrat. I believe in that umbrella. So I know that there are, we have these two built-in umbrellas to form coalitions. And I very much believe in that Democrat side of our political side. So anyway, Teresa says there's no point in arguing. I agree. Hello, Mrs. Katara. Jennifer says, yeah, the Democrats need to get fired up. True. Yeah, I might start putting up a little badge, proud Democrat. We need to start. Everybody's doing it. All the cool kids. Anyway. Traveling tarot, I don't know what that means. Anyway. Troops in Chicago. Well, look who's right in the middle of everything. There's the dumpster fire. There has to be a way to show how ridiculous this is. How utterly ridiculous. And having troops on our streets in America is not acceptable. It's not. Unless there is an act of God, flood, fire, emergency of that nature. But your crime rate is too high. So we're going to send the troops into a city of, what are we up to? 8 million? More than 8 million? How many people? And plus there's Chicago. And then there are the suburbs, which are so big that you have the northwest suburbs and you have the west suburbs, you have the south side, you've got the south suburbs, you've got it's this huge area. You're going to put troops on every, or each, I'm sorry. So they're going to go, I would put money down, they'll put them all in traditionally, historically, where there are more people with melanin in their skin. Without the governor wanting them there. No. Because what I've got here is he's just trying to stir up garbage. Release the Epstein files. You scumbag. They look at us as weak. They look at Democrats as weak. And boy, do they believe the lies they tell themselves. Those are in the cults. There's Mr. Dumpster Fire himself. And a big showy thing. You're gonna roll tanks in, squeak, 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 down Wabash, squeak, 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 right down Michigan Avenue, squeak, squeak, squeak. This is for Democrats, just right there, right there. This is our city. We're fine. Get stuffed. We're good. And if there's anything that is going to draw Democrats together, it's going to be a literal enemy at the gate. Not that the National Guard should be the enemy, but having the military on our streets, in our city, no. And, there are arguments to be made about the financial situation in Chicago, potential corruption, all this kind of stuff. You could make argument any big city. You could argue, but nothing is going to keep and get more Democrats in power than this kind of garbage. Plus the fact, legally, he has no right to do this. So, whew. Oh, was there a troll in here? I'm sorry, I didn't see. Thank you for taking care of that. Ms. Gibson asked, are they really doing anything in D.C. that the police couldn't do? No. Thank you. Oh, yeah. His victory. Yeah, release the Epstein files. Oh, no, my victory. Release the Epstein files. You, have to go into a room full of 15-year-olds changing clothes. And you get to do it because you own the pageant. I mean, you don't even have to use anything that's alleged. You can just use what he's actually done, what has actually happened to him. 6 bankruptcies, 34 felony convictions. There he is. But our country, we don't do kings. Forget it. Communication. But we're here. Yeah, this is not going to end well for them. I cannot. Can you imagine just a random day? No tornadoes, no storms, no flooding, no nothing. And you're just seeing troops going down the street. They're not going somewhere like, they're going from this base to that base. No, they're there to police. No. So will the and I'm sorry, I'm kind of stuck on this question a little bit. It is, I love Chicago. Apparently when I was little, I don't even remember this, but when I was little, you know how you talk to your young kids sometimes, what do you want to be when you grow up, or what do you want to do, or if you could live anywhere, where would you live? And apparently from an early age, I was saying, I want to live in Chicago. And my parents were like, what? Why? I just did. We didn't live here. Her family didn't live here. But and then my father was transferred and we ended up here. And then we moved away and then we moved back and then kind of bounced in and out. And then when my eldest sister graduated from college, she and her soon-to-be husband moved to Chicago. And then my other sister moved to Chicago. And when my parents retired, they moved to Chicago. When I got divorced, guess where I went? So, and I just love it here. I absolutely love it. You get all the goodness of a big city, but it's still friendly. Or it still can be friendly. Exactly, Traveling Tarot. The National Guard are not trained police officers. It's not safe for them or the public to throw them in the streets. Yeah. I have heard, tell me if I'm correct, that technically they can only protect federal buildings. Is that true? Oh, it's going to be a long time. These heinous people are going to have some power for a while, but not forever. Veronica and Fawn are saying yes. That's what I heard. Okay. Maris is true. Okay, thank you. There's some fear here. Well, I mean, Trump should be afraid. Release the Epstein files. Gosh, why is he doing this? Yeah, that's why he's doing it. His victory, his base of power, with Nazi Ferratu right there. Absolute chaos. But they're going to run up against the High Priestess and Temperance. And in the last set of cards, it was the Nine of Cups, which is everything organized. Raymond, you are a national treasure. Ghislaine Maxwell becomes the only person in America who has not seen Trump act inappropriately. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. Yes. Andy Borowitz. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Borowitz. Whew. Yeah, this is not going to be some easy thing. And I'm not necessarily getting, so what I'm looking for, I'm not necessarily getting like fights in the streets. What I'm getting is it's either the courts or it's something. Peaceful protests that are big enough. It's something. Because you can't, I mean, they're not going to be able to come in. And why is the card ripped? They're not really going to be able to come in and do martial law without the mayor or governor getting involved. So I need to spread out some major arcana. Okay. Whew. Amy says Andy Borowitz is very funny. I sell his book, Profiles in Ignorance. Sounds good. All right, so I don't even know if this is worth reading on, but I'll just throw 3 cards on it anyway. I ran across this and was just, okay. In trying to justify why the king of the Bog of Eternal Stench is thinking about putting National Guard troops in Chicago, President Blunderdum has made a bizarre claim about, and I'm quoting, African American ladies in red hats, unquote, begging him to send the military into Chicago. If lying was a particular discordant sound, that would be standing next to a car where the alarm was going off and someone was constantly blowing the horn and you were standing right up against it. Unbelievable. Traveling Terror says, I think they're starting to promote Vance's activities more to try and get MAGA to like him. True, because, yeah, the Trump health thing. So, excuse us, like, what? Yeah, I know. Walter Lewis, good point. Obama is from Chicago. That would explain a lot. Amy says, liking Vance, that would be a stretch. Mr. Charisma? No. He's flailing. He's a fool. I don't like to generalize about any race or group of people necessarily, but I'm going to take that risk now and say that the vast majority of Black women in the United States of America know what's up and are a million times smarter and better put together than any of these jerks. I think I can safely say that. Higher wisdom. African American ladies in red hats begging with tears in their eyes for me to send the military into Chicago. Please. Please. Okay. Okay, here's the fun thing. 2225. So, yes, good point about Obama being from Chicago. Because he's talking about Trump threatens to deploy U.S. military to Chicago and New York. Yes. Crime in D.C. and Chicago has actually fallen. Mm-hmm. Mrs. Katura says, yes, this Black woman has more sense than dumpster fire. Try again, Trump. Infinitely more sense. Infinitely. So, New York. Gloria says, autumn, is Trump ever going to leave? Yes. Yeah. He's whether it's taking a step or doing some other thing, he will leave feet first. He's yeah. It's just, no, he's not there forever. No, I've never picked that up. Yes, Cindy, mine fur. Melissa says, in New York, we will hit the streets. Oh, I could definitely see Chicago protest. Hugely. Raymond says, the National Guard in New York and Chicago is not going well like DC. No, I don't think it would either. So, New York, again, the last card. I got the exact same last card. This 9 of Cups. This Democrats, right there. Yeah, no. But this isn't a fight. This is peaceful, but it's very much, you can't get through here. Sorry, there are too many of us. Ten of Cups. All right, so this is aggressive garbage based on very bad judgment. Queen of Pentacles. So those are multiple conservative leaders. MAGA communication. And see, I don't see a Chariot here. I see aggressive law enforcement back here at the start and judgment. But again, you run up against, metaphorically, a bunch of people standing there with their arms crossed. I don't know. Maybe things won't. Maybe things won't go as well as they thought. Maybe Chicago. They'll be like, oh, after Chicago, maybe not. I don't know. Whew. So, Jody is saying Atlanta's also on that list. Oh boy. I hope someone will either bail me out or at least come visit me. I work downtown and I will not take this lightly. Mare says, did you know you can throw things out of the window in New York? Look out below. Really? Lewis says, it'll go as well as his charity and university. There we go. Miss Gibson, yes, we agree with you. I really want Trump to be held accountable in a court of law and go to prison. Yes, we all agree. We agree. Oh, Love Awakens, thank you. Gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Makes a big difference. Thank you. Okay. Now this just came down the pike. I don't know if you're aware. I wish I had better economic news to bring to you, but I don't make the news. Just try to put as much good energy out in the world as I can. European Postal Services suspended shipments of many packages to the U.S. over the new tariffs, the new Trump tariffs. Low-value goods that once came in duty-free will now face tariffs, forcing Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Italy, France, Austria, and the UK to halt shipments. And they're very much saying the kinds of things that Trump would say as an excuse to close the border or whatever, until we figure out what's going on. So they're like, we don't understand what's going on. So apparently, European Postal Services suspended shipments of many packages to the U.S. From Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Italy, France, Austria, and the UK. Squeebles. Squeebles a kitty. 1 pound of Dunkin' coffee at my grocery store yesterday, $29. Are you serious? Ooh. All right, Europe. Oh, Amy, thank you so much. That's huge. Thank you for being here every day. I am here every day. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Hi, Europe. Hi. I'm an American citizen. I live in Chicago. I'd like to apologize for the state of the ilk running our country right now. I didn't vote for them. People in my chat didn't vote for them. And we are actively trying to speak out against them. We'd like to apologize, though. Also, Canada. Sorry. Wow. The cards are just saying what's happening. That's it. Judgments. business leaders or people with nice stuff. Do you know how much? What are the? I didn't see Ireland mentioned there. Are the tariffs particularly low on Ireland? Because I'm so sorry. It is staggering how much stuff we actually get from Ireland. But they're just these countries. They're just facing the truth, and we can't bring our stuff. We have this nice stuff. There's the truth. We can't bring you our nice stuff because Trump's an idiot, and so are the people around him. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. Thank you. It makes a difference. Thank you. Oh, Raven Sarah says it's not just Europe. Other countries stopped sending the post too. Have Korea and India really? I didn't read that. I didn't see that in the news. Wouldn't surprise me. Mara says there are YouTube videos about how to cut your own hair. It works. Use them. I come to that. One of the reasons I've had the long hair I've had for so long, I can easily, if I can ask somebody to take care of it for me. But that's all it's saying. This is what's happening, and they're being very sensible. They're not out to get anybody. It's like we just don't know. We don't know what this is going to cost. We don't know what we're going to get charged when we get there. We don't know. Denise says, I've been giving my apples away off the tree this year. It saves me the cleanup and helping others. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Lou says, I shave my own head. Very sensible. Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't been to a hairdresser's in literally 25 years. So, all right. We get so much stuff from Europe. Love Awakened says, every time I go to the store, it's costing much more. Yeah. Chicken taco, it'll come and go. That's what I'm getting. All this talk of Trump's okay, that's interesting. Trump's base of power got that card for the reading. Trump's base of power. This is my Mar-a-Lago card, like as a symbol of his base of power. It's not the overall cult, which is the Lover's card, but this is definitely his base of power. Behind that, I've got, TikTok is what I've got there. The card for the reading and getting the stuff from overseas, that would be Dumpy and his ilk on the defensive. Some balance reasserting itself against this bully, this childish bully. Just have to have enough of the business leaders and whatnot coming to him and he'll cave, but not before causing a whole lot of chaos. Whew. Amy says, I like going. It's my day to myself. Good for you. Good for you. Self-care is so important. So important. But, I've never been on a vacation either. So I've never gone anywhere other than to see family. When something was going on, I've never when I was a little kid, My parents took us to out to the Galena territories. That was fun to run around. Kind of a park kind of thing. But as an adult, I've never. Disney World and Six Flags or, beaches or. No, I've never done anything like that. Cindy's asking, have you had a desire to travel to Europe? No. I mean, there are things about the UK I really liked when I was there in the mid-90s when I was dating my future husband. But I don't travel. I don't go anywhere. So too expensive, and I have too much to do. Okay, not everyone likes to travel. You do you. I moved all the time growing up, and then I was married to a commercial pilot, so we're just constant moving. Hang on, there was a staycations. Yeah, Veronica, that would be great. That's great. Louis asking, if not too personal, are you agoraphobic? I don't have a fear of going out, of leaving the house. I have a fear of getting sick. My health collapsed in my 20s. It was really, really bad. And it took me years and years and years to get it back. And then I had another major crisis in 2012. And it's taken me years to get back from that. And so I'm just to a point now where I'm just like, I'm good. And knock on wood, I've made it this far without getting COVID. And I already take like 15 supplements a day because of the damage to my mitochondria that I went through, and having the lingering damage from having mono 3 times when I was a teenager. So, and ending up in the hospital. So, yeah, I just don't want to get sick. Cindy says Sebastian needs to stay healthy. We need her. It's actually Sebastiene, but I know it's really hard to spell. Even harder for people to say. So Dave says, stay where you feel at home. Oh, yeah. Walter says, that sucks. Yeah. But I had, Ms. Gibson says, I had a lot of health problems, major health problems with my immune system, so I'm scared to get sick too. Yeah. Summer Virgo says, that's understandable. Thank you, Raymond. All right, so sorry, that was probably TMI, but you asked, so there you go. Elizabeth says, yes, we need her to tell us that the bad man will go away. I love that. Night Moon Glow. Oh, thank you so much. I'm an epic typo queen. Oh, aren't we all? The name is actually, for what it's worth, it's actually in the description box. But most people around here just call me Autumn, and that's fine. DL, recommend any top supplement brands? I buy a lot of Jaro formulas. Anyway. Traveling Terror says, I was in bed for nearly 2 years. Now I need to get out when I can. Good for you. Viking Girl says, don't get sick. You can't afford it. Isn't that the truth? Whoo! Yeah. Oh. Hang on. DL says, yeah, Jaro. Yeah, it's good. Star says, I have a hard time leaving the house. Yeah. Well, the thing is, Squeakles, we need Autumn. If you need a wrapper and bubble wrap, we need her. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Walter, shingles is pretty bad. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Yes, that's how you spell it. It's 10 letters. It's very rare. So, yeah. And if anybody's wondering, it's Sebastien. You pretend you're French. So, all right. Do I drive? I don't have a car anymore. I can drive. I hadn't. Gosh, until I know we're just getting away from the news for a minute. Until about 7 years ago, So in the 2010s, I bought my eldest sister's, well, her husband, this old car that they used to take to the track that was an 1989. This thing was ancient, but it was actually a 325i. And it had been lowered and shipped, and they'd taken all the insulation out of the doors. And then I got it, and I never had a speeding ticket, and I've never all of that. So I had this stick shift, and I had a car that if I put my foot down, I could get myself, out of a sticky situation quickly, which is great. And I loved that car, but it was so old. You had to go to the trunk to unlock it. You could only unlock it from the trunk. You could only lock or unlock the doors from the trunk. It wasn't supposed to be that way. No, it really wasn't. And it was so much visibility, which was great. And men would stop me when I went to the store, or I was just out and about, and they'd be like, "I like your car." I'm like, "Thank you." It's 1989, ancient, but it was fun. But the electrical system it was glitchy as heck, and then it finally just gave up. So it no longer exists. It's no longer on the road anywhere. So, all right. Anyway, it was great. I learned to drive a stick shift on that car, and I actually drove around the neighborhood here in the suburbs. So I used to joke, "Squirrels fear me. Men want my car." The squirrels, they'd be fine. They'd be hopping across the road, and I'd be okay, and I'd be getting it right, and then, but there were a couple of times from a distance. I never actually hurt anything. I never got close to hurting anything, but there were a couple of times I saw squirrels at a distance who were crossing the road, just kind of look at me and just go, "Ah!" So, Patty, do you shop for groceries? I order everything in. I don't have a car right now, so I have everything delivered. Yes, Sabine, it did go to Great Car Heaven. I named it Bernhardt because it was German. I also used to joke that I also used to joke that it was definitely male. I know this can be an incredible generalization, and I hope you see the humor in this. I used to joke that it was male because it didn't really like talking to me. It wasn't really trying to talk to me, but it was very efficient in getting me from point A to point B in a straight line very safely. It's a joke. So, Sandra Lisa, I traded it in for a riding lawnmower. Oh, fantastic. Oh. All right. Good. All right. See? All right. I hope you're good. So you did see the humor. It's meant to be humor. Okay. All right. So Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. Congratulations. Well done. Dumpster fire vows to fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, the first Black woman on the Fed's board, if she doesn't resign over the contested mortgage fraud allegations. Oh, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. Warrior Witch says, my mom loves watching you too. She says hi. Hello, Warrior Witch's mom. Hello. Beth, yes, shocking. Yeah. I like that. Sandra Lee, we can get through anything in this room. Good. Amy says, oh, yes, he's the one to rout out fraud. Yeah. So, but Lisa Cook, well done. Well done. You don't need me to say that. I'm just throwing that out there. Well done. Empress, look at that. She is on it. Oh, and she's been strong up against this stupidity. And there's pathetic dumpster fire. So, higher wisdom, that's her. Again, this is kind of my this is kind of turning into my like resistance card. It's not violent or anything like that. It's just all of us standing together. No. Queen of Swords. No, she's doing her job. And he can get stuffed. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. She's going to do her job. He can't fire her. He can't. He can try, but no. Amy Collins says, I think she's in until 2035. Good. Yes, it was going after fraud, said the man with 6 bankruptcies of fraudulent university and a charity that stole money meant for children with cancer. Ding. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now we, at 47 minutes in, we need to talk about Jerome Powell potentially cutting rates, because he's talking about cutting rates to try and spur the economy. Now, yesterday we talked quite a bit about how the rich live on borrowed money. How especially the super rich, they live on borrowed money. So they want lower interest rates. And they're living on borrowed money so they don't have to pay taxes on any income they might get from their investments. Yeah. Trump's tariffs push prices higher while Fed Chair Powell faces relentless Trump pressure to slash rates. However, now, yes, if Powell cuts rates, is he giving into pressure, which would risk the Federal Reserve independence? Maybe, maybe not. But the worry is more cutting now could fuel inflation and stagflation. Cutting rates right now isn't necessarily a good thing. So is he going to do it? Are they going to do it? What effect is it going to have? I'm a little worried. Sassy Cat says Boo Boo went to get his shower gel in case he gets sprayed with water. No, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. Dave says, if I lived in debt, my grandmother would rise from the dead and kick my behind. Well, some people, they're in that situation. That is kind of funny. This is weird. There's not much here. I've got cards here, but there's like no energy. Because reading cards is a combination of seeing what the cards mean, but it's what does the energy feel like? And there's nothing here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I agree, Tishy James. Okay, that was weird. All right, is Powell going to lower interest rates? I don't think Trump is well. And he's got some nasty energy coming up on September 21st, astrologically. And frankly, if Vance took control, the markets might actually recover until they realized who he is. China Rose says there's an eclipse coming, so there's a shadow on this. You know, one of the things about these cards, about using tarot cards, and especially the Rider-Waite, sometimes you get drawn to certain things in the pictures. And with this Hierophant card, which is the second card here, like the card for the reading is abject poverty. Then we have chaos, institutions, movement of resources, huge amounts of money, and then dumpster fire communicating. So you can kind of paint a picture here of, yeah, it could be. The thing is, though, yeah, first of all, if the economy was better, they'd have to put on the brakes because our economy is just so amazing, right? But look at the if the camera will focus, look at the expression on his face. Hang on, get it to. Will it work? It was working the other day. I guess not. But he looks very unhappy. Oh, that's sad. It was working the other day, and usually if I cover my face. I do this. One more try. Then I'll give up. Yeah, anyway, he's got this very downturned mouth. If you look closely. He just looks really... It's weird. It also looks like his feet are crossed. It's weird. And that's what I'm being drawn to. This is not happy. This would be like the Federal Reserve, not happy. Not happy. Very unhappy. And this is the con man who wants all this money to move. There's very, very unhappy. I think that they're discussing things at the Federal Reserve. I think some of those discussions would make the hair rise on the backs of our necks. Bethany says cankle brains. Christopher's asking who's really in control. Well, you can control President Blunderdum with flattery. All right, why? Some real unhappiness there. Traveling Tarot says, I tried taking a peek at exit timing. Card said, best to leave it a mystery. I don't read on that in general. So, yeah. You know, there are stories about astrologers, famous astrologers, who said, I'm not taking any clients starting the week of whatever. And if I'm still around after that, I'll start taking clients again. But they just like wrapped up everything they could. And then lo and behold, the bad astrology hit and they had cleaned up after themselves. We don't have any temperance. There's temperance is sitting on top of this chaos card, and it's trying to pour something on this water to calm it down, but it's like there's fuel that's on fire on top of this water. Adding insult to injury, very, very shaky. Absolute lies about the economy. There's President Blunderdum, who thinks he's 100 feet tall, his hair blowing in the wind. And the plans, like from the White Heritage Foundation. Yeah, this isn't good. And the Federal Reserve is seeing some hair-raising stuff. That's what I'm getting. All right. Just keep on keeping on. Just keep calm. Keep calm. Okay. All right. Lisa had a question, and this is the most... Okay, I need to read on this because this is potentially the most harrowing question I have read on in a long time. And you know me, I don't like drama for the sake of drama. Lisa was asking, will our current president sell or otherwise provide immigrant detainees to Putin to house, but actually use them as soldiers in his war against Ukraine? This would seem to solve both dictators' problems. True, Squeebles. There's a site that tracks how often he golfs, and supposedly he's not golfed since the 10th. Yeah, he's on his 13th day, 14th day of not golfing. He's never gone, well, since he got into office back in January, he hasn't gone 2 weeks without golfing. But, yeah. I know, Cindy, I didn't come up with the question, but and I shouldn't have to read on it, but the card for the reading is the devil. I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Hair-raising, frightening. This is our country. You know, we need immigrants. We need people from other countries. Just saying. But no, this is more MAGA feeling beaten up, and there's money. No, I don't. There are too many. There's actually pushback in the other direction because there are too many companies who don't have enough workers. And so there's big pushback. So that's what I'm getting here. Thank heavens. Hurts my heart to even think about that. Now, if I had this card instead of for the reading, this card was at the end, I feel a little worried. But thank you for asking that, Lisa. I hadn't even thought of that. Whoa, boy. All right, I got do some cards for us. And anything I didn't get to today, I'll roll over to tomorrow. At 59 minutes in, cards for us. Any message for us? Whew, boy. Thank you so much for going through the news with me. It can be a little harrowing to do it yourself. All right. Gene Hall says the site is now showing he did golf. Oh, okay. Well, guess he ran his little golf cart all over. Cheated. Normal. Cards for us. Message for us. This is a hard time to be in. I mean, I don't know about you, but all of my life, since I was a little girl, I've had this sense that I'm here to witness. I'm here, that I wanted to be here to see this time period. to be a witness. And the word just come up over and over, to be witness, to be witness to all of this. More than just him, but him as well. And you don't, if you go somewhere to be a witness of what happens, it's not because everything's quiet. Do you know what I mean? So we have each other. That's good. Page of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Temperance. It's right in the middle. It's nerve-wracking, but we've made it this far. Ten of Swords, Eight of Cups. So yeah, there's some disappointment. There's things happening with the economy and the fact that these people are still in power. But right in the center, we have this center calm. We have our higher selves. We have us being on the right side of history, on the correct side of history. We are the temperance. We are the pools of calm. Even if we don't feel like it, we are. Our spirits, our souls. Yeah, MS, what a long, strange trip it's been. Yes. Yep. Beth A says, just think how much closer we are to him being gone. Yes. So, this is us, the temperance. You're fighting the good fight. You're on the right side of history. I know I say it all the time, but it's true. You're a good person. You're on the right side of history. And I'll do some more research about that. I mean, I know that under Biden, there were some Democrats who left the party. Idiots. But okay, sure, whatever. But since January, I have trouble believing that trend hasn't reversed. So I'll see what I can find out. And we'll talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, I think we need to embrace that. To embrace saying, I am a Democrat and I am proud of that. And be that social proof and not apologize. You don't have to be loud, but you can be proud. A proud Democrat. And people will listen. There's a lot of heartache out there. People will listen. Money's tight. Dumpster fire going after the people they don't like. It's not helping anything, and there's a lot of pain and hurting out there. Come back into the blue light. So I will leave you with this. I was going for a walk with somebody. It doesn't matter. I was going for a walk with somebody 10 years ago or something, and we were in this relatively new subdivision that had been built, and it's dusk, that kind of thing. Going for a walk. I haven't been in that neighborhood before, and in this one house, you could see through the window on the second floor that somebody had a red light on in the window, and they had their drapes were open, so you could kind of see it had kind of what little you could see of the room had kind of a feminine feel to it. But there were no other lights on in the house or in the surrounding houses, but there was a bright red light on in that room. And the person I was with said, "Oh gosh, I hope that isn't how she's putting herself through college." And I turned and I said, "What, Satan?" I'll leave you with that. No, it was just a light, no big deal. Anyway, just a joke. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. It's 1:12 p.m. here in Chicago. I've been on for over an hour, and I'm here every single day of the year. So just put your political questions in the chat before I come on. So in an hour and 3/4, so it's 1:12 here now, so at 3 o'clock Central Time, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Sarah she says she might be back tomorrow. I think she's going to need some rest, but we'll see. She's 20 and 1. She'll decide. So we'll do Creative Sprints, and we just want to encourage you. Everybody there just wants to encourage you on whatever it is that you want to accomplish or work on. So other than that, you will see me right back here tomorrow. I'm here every single day, and I have been for over 5.5 years. So yes, and Boo Boo is very much asleep under the blankie. All right. Thank you so much for being here. You're not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead. All right. So take care, and I'll see you later. All right. Thank you.